Hey guys, today before we look at some more dead base raids, let's talk about what I mean by dead bases. Now you can't tell if the spring traps are sprung, if the air bombs have been used, if the seeking air mines are out of the picture, but you can tell certain defenses. So at Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 10, you're going to focus on expos. At Town Hall 10, you're going to add Inferno Towers to that. So here we see 3 expos at Town Hall 10 and 2 Inferno Towers, and all of them are unloaded. On the expos, those are 2 level 3 expos and 1 level 4 expo. You see that the little box on the back that typically would have some elixir bolts in it is empty. And there's no bowstring on the expo. So you know they are completely dead. They're not going to shoot at any of your troops, and they're just another trash building. On the Infernos, notice there's nothing glowing, and in particular the ball on the top is completely empty. You can see right through the holes. So those also are not going to shoot at your troops and are going to be no problem whatsoever. So now let's look at a Town Hall 11 and particularly focus on the Eagle Artillery. So on a Town Hall 11, you're still going to look at the expos and the Infernos, but now your big focus is going to be on the Eagle Artillery. First, let's look at these 2 expos. The one on the right is clearly unloaded, but the one on the left still has the box with the elixir bolts on top. Now you can't tell how many are left in it. There are going to be some, maybe 1, maybe a bunch. So it's going to shoot at you for a while, but because the expos are so close and the Infernos are right there, 1 expo is unloaded, both Infernos are unloaded, you can be pretty sure that that expo on the left is not going to shoot at you for very long. So we're still going to call this a dead base. Now let's look at the Eagle Artillery up on top. You see the Eagle's head and neck are extended from the building. Now it only does that when it's shooting or when it's empty. The clear indication that the Eagle Artillery is down is that hexagonal hole in its back between its wings. When that's open like that with smoke coming out of it, that Eagle Artillery is just a dead, empty building. It'll slow your troops down because it's got some hit points, but otherwise it'll do no damage. So this is what you're looking for in a dead base and easy loot raid. So first we'll take a look at one of my recent loot raids on a dead base. Notice the expo on the left of the Town Hall has a little bit of elixir left in it. First there's a Zapquake of an air defense, then hounds and loons in on the first air defense. I'm going to work my way counterclockwise around the base, dropping loons on each air defense as the hounds free up. There the expo's firing, and right about there it runs out. So this was about as close to a truly dead base as you could get. One of the hounds pops, which is perfect, going into the last air defense. Second hound pops, queen's underneath, she gets taken out, and the rest of it is just cleanup. So there's 1.3 million loot, I think, and 3,600 dark elixir for no muss, no fuss. Never did use my minions or my heroes. Now here's a recent raid on a dead base by William. Nearly 1.5 million gold in elixir and a cool 4,000 dark elixir. So this is a beast raid. Now notice the expo on the left and the Inferno just above it are still loaded. So there that expo was firing. And we're going to see what else happens here with that Inferno. We're going to hope, because most of the defenses around it are unloaded, that that Inferno doesn't have a lot of juice left. So just like my raid, a Lava Lunion coming in on the air defenses, taking 2 of them out quickly, using heal and rage to get through the base. He's in the core of the base, and that Inferno never runs out of lava, but he does take it out with his balloons, but it costs him a lot. So now he's got a lot of work to do, and he doesn't have a lot of troops. He's got his heroes, a couple of minions, and there come the goblins. That's pretty funny. And he's going to get as much more loot as he can. I'm sure he's after that dark elixir that he's got a minion and 2 pups working on, so he gets most of the dark elixir, and his troops are going to keep working. He's going to leave some here because that Inferno cost him some balloons. but he still is walking away with so much loot in this raid. So there's a real pretty loot raid. Now I'm going to include this one just because it's funny. This may well be a dead base, but who cares? It's a Town Hall 8. And no offense to Town Hall 8s, but when you're a Town Hall 11 like Samson with near max troops, I think he's only got a handful of troops left to upgrade, and Clash of Clans pairs you with a base like this while you're out raiding. I think his comment when he posted this was, "What the hell? This is just too funny that this guy has pushed his trophies up, you know, and good for him." Or this lady, excuse me, it's Maria, not a guy. I apologize. Nice trophy pushing, but what an odd match to give Samson. So here goes the last builder hut, and Samson gets a 3-star on a Town Hall 8. Now here's Bay hitting a near max Town Hall 11. He's bringing mass bowlers with healers. It's a nice combination, because bowlers don't have a ton of hit points. Notice a hound and a loon come out of the clan castle. That's going to come into play in a little bit. And as troops split and go around the outside of this, which is not ideal because I'm sure he'd like to get in the center there and get that dark elixir. We'll see how this goes. He's got some wizards on the outside, taking out the trash, getting some of those buildings near the walls. Going for that loot. Watch the hound that came out of the clan castle. It's still up there. It's not doing much damage, but its health is getting lower. So here are his troops. Finally, there's nothing left but the core, so they're going into the core. He's got an archer tower, a Tesla, a giant bomb just went off, and that hound is the only defense left now. And the hound is still working. Now his queen is targeted, and the hound pops and takes out his remaining troops. And the dark elixir sits there in the middle of the base, safe and sound. That's gotta hurt, Bay. And we'll end today's video with a nice raid by Devil. This is a cold-blooded giant wipe. Cold-blooded for one golem, giants, wizards, and P.E.K.K.A.s. So I guess it's a giant wipe. And I'm not gonna say any of that again in this video. He's got a queen walk on over here on the right-hand side. He did a nice funnel up on the top. Got his golem and some wizards and his P.E.K.K.A.s going right into the core of the base. You can see that the Inferno is completely black. It's down. You can see the Expos are empty. No box for elixir bolts on the back. There goes the Town Hall. He's picked up over 2,000 dark elixir so far. Now he needs to get over here and get some of that good elixir. Be nice to get some more of that. Be nice to get all of that. We'll see how he does. He's still got, he had a wizard in the bag. He had a minion in the bag. He's just used the last 2 of them. He's got 1 haste spell left. His queen's doing great. She's got 3 healers on her, full health. And of course she's behind the giants and the P.E.K.K.A.s. So even, there go a couple of the healers peeling off to take care of the wizards. That's a good thing, because that queen doesn't need him at this point. And here go the last 3 storages, and he gets a nice 3-star with a, I am going to say it again, with a giant wipe.